Ntiri has been a remarkable mentor, leader, teacher, scholar, researcher, and friend as well.
She is, in addition to everything else, a very warm person, and I think that's one of the keys to her excellence as well. Both in, and I can't separate out how she succeeds in academia from how she succeeds in her life work on adult literacy. And she's just plain a good thinker who has a broad worldview and has done work not just in Detroit but elsewhere on literacy. She can bring it all together.
Africana Studies or African American Studies is an interdisciplinary area. So everyone represents a different facet of research or interest and teaching. And in Daphne's case, her interest is in higher education in terms of also extending education beyond the limitations of the ivory tower, as it were.
Her profile is unlike any other faculty member I've encountered in my 39 years at Wayne State University.
Well, Daphne has a tremendous amount of energy. And she also has the capacity to work with the community. That's not necessarily a typical feature of academics. Many academics live, in a laboratory of their minds or just focused on what it is they're interested in doing. And but in the case of Daphne, Dr. Ntiri, she goes into the community, not only in terms of her research, but she's also very much invested in cultural events, cultural activities. She works very closely with artists to help them to secure their funding for their artistic endeavors. She has worked with persons, very premier artists such as Marcus Belgrade, for example. So she is what I would call an organic academic, in the sense that she sees life and culture and education holistically and not in a splintered way.
Adult literacy is linked to individual empowerment. When we look at illiterate adults, we feel that they are not fully engaged in the political and economic exchanges that are in their own self-interest. And that's a bad thing when you live in a democratic society, because our democratic ideal says that we all should have equal rights and equal opportunities, equal access to resources that would enable us to make life better.
It comes out in the fact that she makes connections. She has a way of seeing the way things are related to each other that I think is crucial to her success.
Dr. Ntiri has been a joy over the years because she has challenged people, both at the state level and at a national level. I had a chance to travel with her to a national conference on literacy, and I understood clearly that it wasn't one of these fads. It wasn't something that was advantageous for her at that stage in her career. It was a commitment.
There's an increasing gulf between the haves and the have-nots, and the disadvantaged and the advantaged, and the illiterate and the literate. And so we must do something to curb that tide. It's a disturbing tendency. We have to try to see how literacy can continue to empower, how we can force people to get the skills, critical literacy skills, not basic skills, because basic skills doesn't do much for you. You've got to do a little bit more in this society where reading is so fundamental.
Dr. Ntiri has had a great engagement with the community. When I say that, it's not just bringing people to this work. It's also bringing foundations, bringing other organizations to support what's going on. It's hard work. When you think about education and telling individuals that we have people who may not have gotten the right kind of support when they were in secondary school or in primary school, and that they're now adults and they really need to have access to resources. It's not the kind, cuddly, fuzzy, warm kind of feeling people have, especially when you also say there are multiple conditions that people may have. They may be dislocated workers, they may have had issues with substance abuse, they may be homeless, they may be dealing with a lot of complex issues. And the need to be able to secure resources, to get funding for tutors, to look at getting computers, to be able to find locations where we can reach people where they're at is not easy, but Daphne has been able to do that over the years.
In particular, her more recent project, which is a big part of our community outreach, is Another Chance, which is a general educational diploma project that is funded by the state of Michigan.
Wayne State University Another Chance program is a program that helps students achieve a level of success, help them develop goals to move forward in their lives, and to move into a college environment. And that's our goal at Another Chance, is to help uplift our students, to help them realize their dreams.
The universe of adult literacy is a vast one. And so, for example, when we started doing Another Chance, the coordinators and the teachers are able to branch out and link up with all the agencies that have been working on literacy in the community. So it's not a difficult thing to get. We have churches working with us, we have ethnic groups working with us, like we're exploring the Native Americans right now, we're working with the Hispanics, we work with the Arabs in Access, we work with the university authorities. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful collaboration amongst all these partners. Literacy transforms the individual. To have the opportunity to come back, for those people who missed out, and come back to a program like ours, Another Chance, to get their GED, the joy that they express, there's a sense of fulfillment, accomplishment, which they weren't able to do in school. And that diploma says a lot. It says, now you're qualified, now you have something, you've completed an assignment, you've done something that can help you move ahead in life.
Her scholarship is integrated with her teaching and with her work in what I would call social justice issues. She has been very committed for her whole career, over decades, and really spanning 4 continents, to adult literacy. Also, she has been very dedicated to women's issues across continents, and her scholarship reflects all of this. That's really what makes it unique, what makes it very important, and what makes it profound.
Oh my goodness, she just received the Fulbright scholarship as a Fulbright scholar, and she certainly has been recognized by Wayne State University. She has been recognized on a national level, and international level as well. I think it's to her credit that we've had several literacy conferences where people have come from around the world and participate in those conferences and recognized her for her work and for her endurance and her persistence, making sure things have happened. So I think on the national level, certainly she has received some honors and awards that are significant. On an international level, Fulbright, that's something that is exceptional. What's also wonderful about Daphne is that she doesn't stay in the country because this is an international issue. Literacy is important worldwide. And she's had the opportunity to work with the United Nations, UNESCO, in Finland, in Hamburg, Germany, in Somalia, over in Senegal, in Mexico, and just a variety of places. And she's given the same message about how important it is for communities to come together, how to link people and organizations to collaborate and find solutions.